What is up, my string beans, and welcome back to another episode of ATM10 to the skies. Oh, 1 second. Okay, there we go. All right, I always forget to start the like stopwatch thing so that I can see like how long the episode's going. Anyway, yeah, in our last episode we put this thing behind me together. It's been a multi-episode process to more or less get this reactor really going so that we can get nuclear fuel, so that we can get polonium, so polonium pellets and SPS casing, so that we can get the antimatter. It's a very delicate process, and that's why it's kind of taken a while. So this fizzle fuel took a while because I just wanted to make my life complicating. Yep. And then we needed a whole shitload of sodium. In fact, we're still making sodium, which isn't going to be enough. That's only 90,000. Yeah, I'm going to need a lot more, which is actually only 9 million, I believe. Or it's... Wait, no, it's 90 million, I think, right? I think it's 90 million. 90 million millibuckets, which isn't going to be enough, I don't think. We do want to get enough sodium so that I can run this at the max burn rate of 52. That is my goal. So I'm just like making a whole shitload of sodium. But yeah, in our last episode, we put these two together, and a little recap of how this works is that the sodium is the coolant, and that's what's going to keep the temperature low, because if I'm trying to run at 52 millibucket burn rate, the temperature is going to go really, really high, even with like a constant flow of water. That's like your other option to use as coolant. So so I'm using sodium, which cools it a lot better, so I can run at higher burn rates. And so when that sodium heats up, it turns into heated sodium, superheated sodium, actually, right there. And so the superheated sodium gets pulled out via these 10 pipes right here, these 10 pressurized tubes, and it gets pulled into a boiler, where the superheating coils use the heat of the superheated coolant here, and it turns water directly into steam, while at the same time cooling down our coolant back to a normal temperature, so it becomes normal sodium. And then the 10 pipes in the back pulls out the sodium and puts it back into the reactor, and we have ourselves a nice little circle. And there's a 0% loss of sodium here. And in fact, what I did between episodes is that all that water turning into steam, I actually... Oh, we can look to see what's on the back here. I cleaned everything up. So here we have our network coming up, and we are grabbing the nuclear waste. It's flashing in there because I'm actually depositing it as well. But here we're pulling out all the waste. That's why this stays nice and empty. And then we have this guy come over here that is putting out fizzle fuel into a chemical tank, which then puts it into here. And the reason that I have it putting into a chemical tank is so that it maintains a constant flow, because as you can see right here, this keeps flashing like back and forth. Yeah, this keeps flashing back and forth because the way like import buses and export buses work, they're kind of weird, and they don't constantly run, but instead they operate like every couple ticks or something like that, depending on how many acceleration cards are in there. So I want a constant, steady flow of fizzle fuel, and so like they have to ramp up, and if I can ramp up, see like it's not maintaining just constant 8.2 million. It's like jumping back and forth, but this allows it to maintain a constant, steady flow. So that's why I have that set up. And then over here we're making sodium on the roof, and we are pumping it into a quantum entangloper, where it is going into our system. So you can see our sodium going up. And then at the same time, I have the same kind of setup right here as I do right here for sodium. But right now I have it disabled so that I can backlog a whole bunch of sodium. while we're doing stuff, so that later I can come and play with the values and everything. And then over here, it's really easy. We have this little setup that I showed you with integrated dynamics to pull water, like hella fast. We are pulling this many water, a tick out of here to put in here, and then we have all the steam going into a quantum entangloper. And then what I did in between episodes was I made 4 turbines, and these turbines are consuming the steam and creating me power. So we have two quantum entanglopers. This one is depositing steam into that one and then this one is just taking the power that these guys are making, and then I just have it duplicated over here. And so you can see our turbines are running, and each one of these turbines is going to consume an equal amount of steam because we're all on the same like steam channel here, and every single one of them is consuming 531 for a total, I think it was like 2.2 million steam all being consumed all at the same time. And then every single one of these is producing 607,000, which again, 6 times 4 is 2.4 million or so. And so we're generating 2.4 million RF just from these 4 turbines. And 2.4 is not that much in the grand scheme of things, but I mean, it's something. And then I set this up here. So the nuclear fuel, or no, the nuclear waste, you can turn it into polonium or plutonium, and then you take the respected one and you put it in PRCs, and it turns it into the pellet version. So I basically just have that set up over here. I have all that nuclear fuel is being stored into our AE system, and then from our AE system we are pulling it out. I think you can see it slightly flash in here. There you go, nuclear waste. So nuclear waste is being deposited in that one and that one, and it comes on out into these two and these two both at the same time. And this one is making the polonium, I believe, right? Yeah, this one's making the polonium and putting it back into our applied energistic system. So we could probably come over here and we see 450 polonium. So it's being stored because, yeah, it's being stored in our applied energistic system, and then it's being automatically deposited right here with polonium, water, and some fluorite dust into this guy to make the pellets, which I have on a lever so that I can turn it on and off. And then the same thing is going on over here. So this guy is making the plutonium, which it comes out over here, and we can see that we are storing up plutonium, which is being automatically deposited with plutonium, fluorite, and the water to make the pellets. But again, I have it on a on-off switch. So yeah, we're just storing up plutonium and polonium. The nuclear fuel is getting used up in these 4 guys. And then this is just for a future project for that thing over there. But that's not required for the star. So we're just going to keep moving on. So I could say that we did mechanism. We did most of mechanism. Actually, we'll uncheck that because I don't have the antimatter pellets, which is going to be these guys. So over here on the left, I have a list of items that we still need to like automate. And we can see these 2 items are from Actually Additions. These 2 items are from EnderIO. This is from RF Tools, and this is Create. And then I have ours upstairs. Well, some of ours. Oops. And then Antimatter we're working on. And then this is just Draconic Evolution. So I think today's episode, I want to knock out these 4 items. So we're going to get into Actually Additions and EnderIO because these items aren't too big of like into the mod. So we're just going to go ahead and knock these 4 out, and then maybe even some create stuff, some small little create things. Let's see. So this thing, I don't need this. This was some dumb shit. Whoops, my time in a bottle. Here you. Get in there. You too. All right, so So we're going to get into actually additions and EnderIO. Let me see. If I type in just actually additions, there you go. That's what I want. So we're going to need this thing. Let's go ahead and get some pressure plates. And we'll do it in this nice little corner over here. All right, so actually additions, we need to get the player interface, so ender casing, a bunch of that stuff. So we need to automate all this crap. So let's do, I know we're going to need empowerers and this display stands, iron casing. Okay, first things first. Realist? I know that it's going to take up like this area, so we will put this atomic reconstructor right here. And in fact, let's make a whole bunch of atomic reconstructors. Huh, okay. So we're going to automate that guy, and we're going to automate this thing. Finite jack is on. Let me double check. The music should be pretty low. I'm actually going to make it a little lower. How's that? I feel like that's a good, very, very low background noise. So the Empower, the thing about actually additions is that it turns your normal blocks, so like iron, emerald, redstone, into actually additions variants. So iron becomes a Nori, redstone becomes Restonia, diamond becomes diamantine. Sure, that's kind of silly. And then we have, I think, emerald into this thing, lapis into that. There's like one for coal as well. Here you go. Coal turns into void crystals, and yeah. So we're gonna go ahead and set some of that stuff up. And actually, let me look at. I want to set up. I'm gonna set up a atomic reconstructor for every one of these. So what is that? 6? So let's set up 6 of them. Let's go 2 blocks in between. Actually, let's just do like this. There we go. Let's put a pressure plate in front of every single one of them, because I have a plan. This one's going to be a problem, I think. Actually, no, it's not going to be a problem. So then we'll get some power for every single little guy. Actually, yeah, power for every single dude. And nope, hold on. I need to go around and change all of them to pulse. We want on redstone. We want you guys to pulse. So like that. And then we're gonna do some maybe just Dyer's things? Because I want just Dyer things. Or you know what? Modular routers. I love modular routers. Because modular routers has droppers, I believe. Because that's what we want. Not placers. Dropper module. There it is. So let's automate dropper module. Because we automate everything. And we say, give me 100 dropper modules. And we are going to do... Wait, the dropper module is literally going to go above. Okay. let's get the usual speed upgrades, stack upgrades, and funny mufflers. That's for you. That's for you. You can have some of those. You as well. Have some food. And you. Oh, I don't have enough stack upgrades. I'll make another 100 of them. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Actually, I think we can grab all 6 of these. And we're going to say that we're dropping on the down. Okay. Let's set up some applied energistics. Let's do our usual. We're going to set it up right here in this corner. We're going to go... This is to repair the wall. We're going to do the usual. Grab some wireless. And grab some cables. 2 colors. And then grab some linking cards. And I think we've ran out of wireless. Because you can see that every one of these is a P2P channel. But we're just going to put some more. Break all this glass. And let's get some more wireless controllers. And we're also going to need our color applicator so that we can change the colors. We don't need our clipboard anymore. And then we'll go white. White. Wait a minute. No. There we go. And then we go to black. And we say black goes here. And we're just going to do this. Hold on. That's not what I really want. There we go. That should be good. What's going on here? The Extreme Reactors quest page needs a bit more work explaining to get to the end result of the video I watched, but it doesn't explain how to build the fluidizer. Multi-block fluidizer. So we're gonna set this guy. Yeah, we'll do this dude. Goes over here. So now that you're all hooked up, bound, you're bound, right? Right? Energy card, greater energy card. No. I gotta go connected to that dude. They're connected, right? Yes, okay. So now that I have some applied energistics here, let's go grab myself I'm gonna go grab a PDP. That one. So what I want to do here, we're gonna break all of those real quick. Can I point these down? Can I point the reconstructors down? Did you point down? Yes. Okay, so we're actually gonna go. We're actually going to. Wow, I don't know how to talk. We're gonna break all the glass too. We're gonna go the opposite. So we're gonna have our modular routers, right here, and they will see. Nope, we need it to be... Where do we want? We want it to be right there. Okay. Okay, let's get our atomic reconstructors, which I think were these 6. Is it overkill? Yes. But that's the whole point of this mod. We're just going to overkill everything. And I actually want you to be facing this way? Or you don't want to? Oh, I know what I can do. I could just become real small. Yeah. Perfect. So now we do need to change all of these droppers because we want them to drop in the front. And the reason that I put the modular routers here instead, or the reason I swapped them is so whoa. 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, the reason that I swapped these are so that I could put pattern providers in the back. So we're going to look at ME pattern providers. Yep. And we can do, we could do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And what we're going to do here is we're going to say, well, actually, we're going to make it faster, and we're gonna turn them into blocks. And then we'll just do the thing where do we have this set up? I think we have this set up in our what's it called? Our power? Sorry, stretching. Yeah, in power, we're not making these individual crystals, we're making the blocks, and in our applied energistics, we're deconstructing them into these normal things. So we're going to do the same exact thing here. We're going to say, like that. Oops, that's not it. We want that. Which one are we working on? This one. And this thing. Oh, God. Lagging. Let's get this. And last one, the Inori. Okay, that took a bit. And then we're going to put into every pattern provider. There we go. And then we will get some cable. And we're going to set this cable up like that. Just 2 little guys with some P2Ps. And you will be on this channel. Here we go. So then let's get some cable. And we're actually going to get the dense ones because these guys can connect to the dense. Beautiful. And so now we should be able to see that we can make all this stuff. So now the problem, though, is that we need to get some just Dyer's things, and we're gonna get 6 item collectors. Four, 5, 6. There we go. And each one of these is going to pick up in this area. So let's move it right there. And we're going to go like that. We'll go 10 ticks. And you're going to do the same exact thing. Oh, I need to render it. And then unrender. So this is where it could become conflicting, but it's going to be okay because it's all sending back to the same system. Like that. So if I was moving the X's, now I got to move this guy. 10 ticks. 10 ticks. Oh, you offset. Oh, right there. And unrender you. Go back over here. And unrender. So now, I should have, let's go ahead and see if I can request like 10 of these. Haha, look. Okay, and then 10 of these. Oh, it was just that fast. Let's make sure they all work. Why diamond not work? Which one is the diamond? Where do I have you? Are you here? Yeah, you're the diamond one. Why did you not do the thing? What's wrong with you? Oh, you know what? Okay. I need to put a deny list on these. Or no, allow. So we're going to put allow, only allow these guys, because I think what's happening is that it's sucking in the diamond block before it gets a chance. Actually, we're going to put both of these because they're both, that's right. They're too close to each other. Needs to be an allow. This needs this one. Okay, now let's try this one. Oh, first of all, stop you. And give me this. There we go. So now it's only pulling in those blocks. So yeah, now we have all this. Let's do... We need to create first more patterns. Yeah, now we need to do this. They need to deconstruct the block that I just made. Block form, from the block form, and from the block form. And then we shove these in here. All right, so now that we have that set up, let's make, we're auto crafting all of these guys. So now let's auto craft a bunch of this crap. We need this. Ooh, see, we're also going to need these guys. Okay. So this is this stuff. Do we have chiseled quartz block? How do I make chiseled quartz block? Stone cutting, block of quartz, chiseled quartz block. There we go. If you guys didn't know about that, you can just do stone cutting recipes. And so that turns into that. And then we also need the ethic one, but we do have the block of quartz. So let's put that you are going to make this one, which means that you need to be green listed, that one. Green listed, white listed, and we're going to put that you are going to make this one, so you need to be whitelisted the ethic things, and we need this guy to go in here. There you go, took care of that. And then we'll go back to this display stand. We need to make advanced coils. Wait, hold on. Make the display stand. Make the advanced coils. And then make a basic coil. Okay. So we made display stands, and then we'll do this guy. And we made the display stand, so now we need to make AA batteries. Which we know how to make that thing. It's right there. Let's make single batteries. Perfect. So now everything should kick into action. And if I say I want an empower, haha, beautiful. And then we need 4 display stands. Oh my goodness, I love this. Empower goes here. Display stands go 2 blocks out, I believe. Just like that. And then these bad boys need power. So I'll set up some more modular routers because this one's a little silly too. So we don't need AA batteries, we don't need empowers. We made all that. What are we even doing here? We need to make I need to make empowered diamite crystals. So we're going to figure out how to do the empowered stuff. So kind of like how occultism, you had to put all those items like on the things around it. This one you got to do the same thing. You got to put things around. Let's get these powered up, and we're just gonna put some good old EnderIO boys right there. The middle one doesn't need power. So let's use some more modular routers. And we're going to do it right here. Let's set up a barrel. I actually think that we can just... What all goes in... Let me see the empower. What recipes does the empower have? It's going to turn all of the blocks into, well, minus that recipe. Okay, so I think what we can do here... I wonder if I could just use one. Well, let's try it out. Let's see if I can make... Can I just put this in there? I can. But it can also go in there. So that's not what we want. What we're going to... Yeah, I think we'll use 2. And we'll just do like what we did with the thing downstairs. We're going to distribute to these 4. And that's going to be this guy. Hold on. Let's get some grades. Doot, doot. Doot. Doot, doot. And this will do a sender. You're going to send into the center. And you will... Oh, and then item collector? No, probably another modular router. Okay, let's see. Let's get some sophisticated storage hoppers. We're gonna need a couple more actually. So because we're pushing into the center, this one's gonna go into the center. This one is gonna get in the north direction. I hate how there's only 4 here. So, whoops. Everything, get out of my way. In the north, we're going to push up, and we're only going to push... actually, additions. We're only going to push the crystal blocks. Because you could see, we want to make the blocks. We're going to do the same exact thing where we make the blocks, and then turn it into normies. So where's all the empowered? Empowered. There should be 6. Okay. So in the north, we only want to push the... Whoa! Wait a minute. other way around. We do need this one, this one, this one. Okay. In the north, we're pushing all of these guys. So we're going to need 2 so that we can say push those and also push these. And we stopped at 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Only the void blocks and these ones. And then to the east, we're going to put 2 hoppers. And in the east, we're going to deny. East, we're pushing, but we're denying that we don't want to push these guys. And then we go to the other dude. Push to the east, denying these last 2. There we go. Then we will do... Let's get ourselves some cable running, because now we need a pattern provider. And we're going to say... Let's run these dudes over here. So we turn this on. There we go. And then last, we need another modular router to grab the finished product. And you're going to grab... So we need a sender and a puller. So then we're going to pull from the Empower. But the only thing that we're going to pull from the Empower are these guys. And then we'll also work on getting the canola seeds as well. But for right now, we're just pulling these dudes. And we're going to send into one of those guys just to get it back in. Modular, we need all the upgrades for this one. I love modular routers. Okay, so that's set up for that. So now let's set up the recipes. And we're gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Those are the ones that we needed. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so now we're going to set up the recipes. We don't need that anymore, and we don't need those. We do... What is this, cobblestone? We're just going to do cobblestone. 1. No. 1. And we need to automate buttons. So let's do button. Okay. So that one's done. So now this one. Yep, that all looks fine. And we do have redstone. Okay, so that one's empowered. And then let's empower this one. And we do have all the prismarine shards. Let's get this guy going. Clay. How are we on clay? Not the best. In fact, yeah, we will... Oh, wait. Can I just make clay? Yeah, look at that. So we'll make that. And we'll also make this. There you go. So that's that one done. Now we do some void stuff. And you need coal and flint, which we have a shitload of. And then you are a bunch of random crud. And we just want normal slime, please. There we go. And then we'll put that we know how to make slime out of this guy. Slime balls. That's how we make slime. But the problem that we're gonna run into is these. I guess I could do that, but how do I make leaves? There is no making leaves. So the emerald one is just going to be kind of weird. I think we'll be okay. Get all this in here. And then all of these guys go right in here. So now we can test it by saying we want one empowered, one of these dudes. And I think there's a visual bug, but this is like empowering it. There should be a laser. Oh my god, these are slow. Well, actually, this is going to be a little slower because I'm making the block form. Can I speed you up? Yes. Cool. And then another thing that we got to do is now we have to revert these crystals back. Empowered, empowered, empowered. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Which one am I missing? The diamond one. Yeah, diamond one was there. So now we have to do a recipe where the block turns them back. Shove these in here. And then we do... So we're making all those. We made the empower. So now, can we make this player interface? We still need these ender casings. So let's make this. Let's make the ender casings, which are pretty easy. Well, black of block colts. So now can we make the player interface? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Problem. Light blue. I think I may need to turn on blocking mode. Ignore the No. I need until redstone... No, until primary crafting is returned. So, let's grab this. Let's grab that guy. And this one. I'm aware that you want to do that. Okay, let's try that again. Player interface. Maybe because you don't want stacking. Okay. And then I'm an impatient child. So we're going to do that. And did you receive your thing? Oh, we're already done. Nope, just kidding. We need to make another one. So you are locked. Until primary crafting result is returned. Does it need to be returned to this? Maybe. Let's try that again. But we're going to turn you into a normie dude. And your sender is going to send to you. In case you just want to be weird. So we were going to do until primary crafting result is returned. Okay, let's try that again. Player interface. Speed you up. There we go. Player interface. Stupid. I don't want it. Okay, player interface complete. Let's look at this canola. Canola seeds, crystallized canola. Crystallized, okay. Canola. How does one acquire canola? Through sieving. That's disgusting. I already have 641. Maybe that'll be okay. Let's get... So we need crystallized canola. And that's going to go... I don't know. Right here. No, we'll put it over here. Crystallized canola. is canola gets dropped into there and turned into. So here, that was weird. Okay, so then we need crystallized canola. Only pick that up, and you also only pick up crystallized canola. And then once we have that, whoops, the antimatter, bring that back. Put that back right there. Okay, so then we do a recipe like this, and we're going to say the recipe's like this. But now the problem is that we need to put canola. So the canola, no. The crystallized canola goes into the north. So we want the north crystallized canola. Hold on. You go in there, but then you don't go in here. So now let's look at empowered canola, right? Let's go ahead and make one. You need to pull the empowered. Boop. Fantastic. So now that's complete. And we are pretty much done. We're done with Actually Additions. Like there's a lot more that you can do, but I don't really care for this mod. What are these? Leaf blowers? Ooh, what do leaf blowers do? Does it get you leaves? Teleport staff. Wings of the bat. It's a work in progress, but it's still here. But yeah, anyway, there's Actually Additions has some cool stuff, I guess. You can make like all this oil and everything. It's interesting. I don't really care to play it. It was cool way back in the day when like Actually Additions was all we really had, and you're making a bunch of canola and everything. But we're kind of done. And it's kind of fallen off in usefulness. So let's get these covered up. And underneath. Actually we have to go this way. Pacific Power. Get all those right there. And then we can even use a camo block for that guy. Nice. And now it all looks good. And actually, we don't need these. Okay. So yeah, Actually Additions is complete. In fact, we can even be like, hey, we want 10 more of these guys. Oops, and I sucked them up. Let's try that again. Something I will need is the demagnetizing coil. Okay, nice. And then one more time, let's make one of these. But we're going to speed that up. Cool. So yes, it's all completely working. We're all set there. So let's do a little bit of EnderIO now. And in fact, we could probably run this cable along over here and keep going. So the only things, let's put this away. I don't think we need these because we're just going to have cables. Don't need that. I'll deal with this stuff later. Dropper goes away. That goes up here, that. We're going to need power. We don't need a shrinky boy. We don't need these. In fact, we're probably going to need some more of those. Okay, so EnderIO, we need to make Sentient Ender and Vibrant Capacitor Bank. The Vibrant Capacitor Bank is probably going to be the easier of the two here, mostly because we just need these things. So we'll make this, we'll need copper alloy, we'll need Vibrant, and then the Octatic is going to need double layer and Vibrant alloy. So that's a Vibrant crystal, we need the actual alloy. And then this guy is going to need energetic, basic capacitor, and then we can make, I think we already have coal dust. So we need to automate a bunch of these things, and that will get us our vibrant capacitor bank. So how we do this, EnderIO, EnderIO. Okay, we have a whole shitload of grains of infinity. That's good. So we have to make some smelters because you can see that these alloys are obviously alloyed, and you have to make them in an alloy smelter. Oh, no. Let's use EnderIO to make the EnderIO stuff. So let's make some alloy smelters, and it's a whole bunch of crud. Iron gear, that one's easy. And void chassis. Double check. Yeah. And we do have some dark steel because I've made some in the past. So we're just going to make like 3 of these. Thank you. We'll make it right here. And we need some capacitors. Oh, I have like 1 capacitor. So we'll put that in here. Let's get some power going. Okay, you're doing great, but we want some more capacitors. So let's do... Let's break all this. And we're going to bring some more applied energistics over here. And then we put some of these. Okay, you are going to make... I think I could do input output. Yes. Okay, push. Perfect. We're gonna say let's make some energetic alloy, and this is how you make energetic alloy. And we want, so we're probably gonna put 3 of you together. So we'll do this. Energetic alloy goes into here like that. Let's make 10. Okay, that's good. And make sure that it pushes out. Sweet. Energetic alloy complete. So that means that we can make these guys. Oh, I never said that we can make... I never taught it how to make a lot of this stuff. So we did that. Let's teach you how to do this guy. And then we teach you how to make one of these. But we need to learn how to make this guy. And then the copper alloy is going to be like this. So that's for one of them. And then this one, the vibrant, is going to be another one. That's why we have 3 smelters. And then we make this guy. Okay, there we go. I think I'm also going to need one for dark steel. So you will know how to make that guy, and you know how to make that. And then we say, bring all this down over here. So first of all, let's make... Yeah, let's make some double layers. Wait, did I not? Did my dumbass skip over that one? I think so. Okay, let's make 2 double layers. Because I need to power both of these machines. There we go. So now that I have both those machines powered, we can make 3 octatics. Those are working, and then this should work too. Wait, are we not making... Oh, we don't need to. Okay. Oh, I didn't change your configuration. You need to push pull, and you also need to push pull. And we made 3 of these dudes. So you can see, so you can actually find some of these capacitors out in the wild. The wild. And they'll have random ass stats. I'm trying to see if I could find it, but it doesn't want to show up. Anyway, yeah, they'll have random stats, which they'll obviously be better than a base modifier of 3 if, you know, if the number is bigger. But this guy sucks. So we're just going to put these ones in. But yeah, all EnderIO machines need capacitors, and so you'll just make a whole bunch of the octatic ones, unless you actually find like better ones. So with all that, I think I can actually just make this. Let's make one vibrant guy. And it's going to put all of these in, and then it's going to do all this. Let's speed them up. And there you go. Vibrant done. And is it took in power? Yeah. We're going to trash you. Goodbye. So yeah, we made the vibrant. Now let's work on making the sentient ender. So this guy is going to suck. We're going to need a soul binder, then we're also going to need a slicer, and then I need to make solarium ingots, which is also made in this guy, so we'll make another alloy smelter. In fact, let's make like a whole bunch, because I think we'll have solarium, and then I think this one needs to be dark steel. Okay, let's do first of all, let's get like 10 more of these while it's all running in the meantime. And then we do solarium. Give me my recipe. And dark steel. Which one do I want to do here? I guess we can do this one. But we're gonna do normal obsidian, not crying obsidian. Oops, that's not what I meant. No, stop it. Okay, so you'll be that guy, and you'll be this dude. And then we're still making some of these. Do it faster. Okay, let's put a capacitor in you, capacitor in you. So now we're making those things. Let's make these machines. Slice and splice. We're not going to use dragon heads. We're going to use... We're going to use zombie heads. Zombie heads work just fine. And we need to learn how to make that one and that thing. So let's do an ensouled whatever the fuck. That. And we need to know how to make soul chain. And then we need to know how to make these little guys. We know how to make that. And then powdered quartz. No! Okay, I'm gonna need a sag mill. Okay, so let's do... Crushing that is going to equal one of them. So I'll make a sag mill. Which isn't too hard. But that's making the slice and splice. Oh wait, no, you gotta make this thing. And this one's just a little nuggy. And then once we make the slice and splice, then we gotta make a soul binder. Which we know how to make that thing and that thing. So let's make this empty soul vial. Which is going to be dark fused quartz. Enlightened fused quartz. What do you really want? Oh, just fused quartz. Okay, we can do that. And the fused quartz, I think, is made in an alloy guy. Like this. Block of quartz. Sure. And I think that's all the machines that were good here. Let's put all this in here. Because I auto-craft everything. And then we'll just go ahead and put We'll put the glass in there, and then let's make a sag mill. Because we need to. Nope, not that. Did I make a sag mill? Nope. Autocraft sag mill. Sag mill goes in here, and then we say, make me. Make me a sag mill, and we're gonna put you over here so that you can start sagging. Actually, no. We'll put you just right there. There we go. And then we do one of these guys, and we make sure that you are push-pull. And where's that recipe? That thing. And you need a little ender guy. Cool. So now we should be able to make one soul binder. Just kidding, we need the Z logic, which is made in the splicer. So first we make a slice and splice. And we're going to get all the... And we're going to get all these things going. Looks like you need to turn on your push-pull. Do you also need to turn on your push-pull? Push-pull. Okay, slice and splice. We're going to put you right over here because you're a funny color. Just keep bringing you down over here. Let's make sure that we're still good on channels. We got 10 channels over here. Okay. Slice and splice. All right, so this motherfucker is real weird. Let's get... So the slice and splice, we're going to put some shears and an axe in here. And we're going to put that we want... Actually, I think just a normal pair of shears is going to be fine. Because it's not like... Axe. Iron. It's not like we're going to be using it so much that the durability of this bad boy is going to go down. But now we do one of these. You're going that way. And you're going to push-pull. Okay, so let's set up a recipe for the slice and splice. Like, oh my god, my cat came up here. All these motherfuckers. So we're going to push in all this, and it's going to make me a Z logic. Let's see if it does just that. Hello? I do have you. Oh, why was that so slow? Machine is idle. Oh, because I had to make the soul stuff. Okay. So the Z logic is good. So now we can make a soul binder. Soul binder. We'll put that over here. And you're going to get the usual treatment. You're going to have some recipes. So then we power you. Then you want a capacitor. And you want in and out. Push pull. Beautiful. Another thing that you're going to need is experience. So we've made it this far. We have auto-crafted all these things. We've even auto-crafted... Actually, we're going to keep these up. What recipes does the soul binder have? Or no, the slice and splice. My bad. We need to do this recipe. So let's do this guy. You are going to be nice and easy like that. But now we need Enderman heads. Enderman heads. And you know what? We're gonna fix all this not having head thing. Not having head. We're gonna fix all this by putting beheading. We're gonna put beheading into our thing. It's finally time, so that we don't go around stealing from fucking our soul. Hold on. Did I really just go through 64 fucking patterns? Okay, beheading goes like this, and we need one of those. Then we put these guys in here. I didn't want beheading for the longest time because I didn't want I didn't want to deal with... What are you doing, child? I have a dog underneath me. Okay, beheading goes in there. And smite. I don't have smite. This whole time, it's been like lacking on smite. I mean, I only need 3 of them, but still. There you go. And then, you know what? Might as well. Bane. Are you not called? No, you're called Mob Masher Upgrade. Let's make 10 of you. Put 10 in there. But we don't want this. We don't want to set them on fire. That's not what we want to do. Okay, so then in this guy, I should start getting heads, and then I'll come down here and put the heads down here. So let's do fans, that, and then the lights. And then we should start getting heads. Just like that. And I believe we should be getting Enderman heads as well. Let's turn off my magnet so I don't have to deal with that. Enderman heads should be popping up eventually. But for now, we have all those. Right? Is Arsel getting Enderman heads? Let's look at his. Let me in. Yeah. See, there's 4,000 Enderman heads. We're not gonna grab any. Not grabbing it. Let's see, what has he done? Okay. Okay. And then bees. That's a lot of bees. Getting into bees, doing bees things. I need to do the chaos stuff. He's doing the crystals. So he went the bee route for doing just dire things. But I did... What the hell? Look at you. One kamikaze bee. But I did the automating. And then what are these? Bronze, steel, and invar. Okay. Interesting. And then he has netherite, diamonds. What? Oh, just normal honey and stuff. Dragon egg stuff. More dragon egg things. Huh. Okay. Let's go back to my base. And see if we got Enderman heads yet. Nope. That's okay. They might appear. Where were we? Right here. So now we're making this Ender guy. Oh, that's right. We don't have Enderman heads. We'll get there eventually. But most importantly, we need to work on this thing. This is going to be the problem. Because I've been hearing people having issues with this filled soul vial. So how do we use a soul vial? Let's see if we can do that. Let's get soul vials going. And what? I just use it on a witch, right? A witch. I have a witch spawn egg. And I also have a spawner. Somewhere there's a spawner. This one? I think it's this one. Let's test a couple things out. This thing goes here. And we're going to do... Because I just have this one... shove them all in there. Because I just have this one spawn egg, we're going to make sure that we don't lose out on any. So we're going to make another swab. And then while we're at it, I haven't set up my hostile neural networks. I haven't reset it back up. Reset it back up. Okay, so I think we have skeleton, right? I'm 99% sure we have like skeletons. Where's the chest for the hostiles? Here? Yes, we have a skeleton, so we don't need... So let's do witches. Let's get a lever. And we're going to spawn a couple witches. Then we're going to mob swab it and put it in a model framework. And then we're going to start shrekking some witches. so that I do have witch on my thing. Oh, bye. Oh, look at them all fall down. Oh, why am I falling? And we're just gonna slay some witches until I have. Oh, goodbye. You too. So we only need like 49 more. Let's go around slaying witches. Look at them, they're dancing. That's what's happening, right? Okay, so now we can turn that off. Slay all the witches, the rest of them. Actually, what I wanted to do is I want to check to see if I can just use this soul vial on a witch. Okay. Okay. So I think I have an idea. Let's do... I think just dire things is going to allow you to do clicking. Advanced clicker. Here's what we're going to try. The advanced clicker is going to click with empty soul vials in a radius. So we're going to right click on hostiles. We're gonna put it with a redstone. So you'll do it on a high. Loot souls. So we'll do... Okay. So then if we give it this stuff, what is it going to do? It's gonna grab a witch. Okay. So we have just automated it. And in fact, what we'll do is probably have like a small room. We can have like a small room of witches. Yeah. Okay, I see. So this part's pretty easy. We just kind of finished that up, but now the enchantment cost is going to be the problem. Let's go see if we have any more fucking enderheads. Let me tell them what it actually does. What does it do? Soul looting. Soul siphoner. Soul stealer. Soul looting from Forbidden Arcanus. Oh. There you go. So that worked. Let's go ahead and unrender that. Let me see if I have any Enderman heads. I should. Please, for fuck's sake. Where are my Enderman heads? How does someone get Enderman heads then? Enderman head. Do I actually have to do these predictions? Okay, let me see here. Do I have an Enderman? No. Let's go ahead and go do that then. Enderman head. No. Hostile. No. Hostile. We need one of these. And you know what? Let's go get a DNA swab. Mob. And where could there possibly... If I go to the end, is it going to break? Is it fixed? Is it not gonna break the server? Because I don't want to go to your mob spawner. I just need to go to... Who broke my thing? Someone broke... Someone broke my thing. I'm pretty sure I had a fucking waypoint around there. Adayana, Jack. Okay, I'm not going over there. We're going over here. We're just gonna fly for a little bit. Okay, here it is. Someone broke my teleporter. So mob spawn you, do that, shove you in there, and then shove you right here. Go around. Oh! You're going to shut up for a minute, please. And we're gonna go... We're gonna go slay some of these dudes. I just want to slay... Slay! We're almost to the end of the series. There's a cow in here. Oh, from me, probably, when I was getting wither roses. We're going to kill 7 more. And I feel like that'll be good enough. Holy fucking eggs. Holy shit. Holy shit. Yeah, look. What motherfucker? Get off. This is my area because I did put down a little guy here. What do you have here? ABPM base. Okay, so that should be good. Let's go home. Let's turn those guys back up. As a giant thing spawns behind me. Okay, so now we're gonna get 1 simulation chamber and 1 loot fabricator. Put this in the trash. Oh, I didn't even get any heads. My music. Okay, we're just gonna do it right here. Sim chamber, loot fab. You're going to be this little guy. I just want 1 head, at least. Hello, yes, how much for 1 head? Ender... like that. And then you're gonna need a bunch of these dudes. That goes in there. And then I say, go more quicklier. Nice. Enderman prediction. Then we say, Enderman prediction, give me head. Now we have head. Give me more head. Success. So then we shove that in there. And now we should be able to make one of these. Well, wait. I haven't done this one. Let's do the sentient ender. And it's going to make one of these dudes, and it's going to make an empty soul vial and a sentient ender. And we need to tell it specifically. Let's see. So the NBT is going to be weird. So it needs to be that. Get out of my way, cat. I'm making sentient enders. So if we do this guy. Also, how do we get XP in here? Export bus. Can we do... The machine is idle. How do we put XP in you? Let me see if I could put... What XP do we have? XP fluid. Can we export that? Yep. Okay. But how much? How much is it going to put in there? How many? Oh, okay. So maybe we can do that permanently. Okay, we know how to make... Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, what's happening? Uh-oh. Being weird. Okay. Stop that. I'll have to figure out the XP another time. Okay, so... What were we doing? We want to now make this. Which I put that in here. Wait, no, Ender. Where did I put my recipe? We want a sentient Ender. And we want this guy. Because NBT data is going to be weird. So then we get this. Oh, no. That's what that is. That's the... Oh, wait. That's an empty... produces empties and sentient Ender. Oh, okay. So then I should be able to come over here and say that I want a sentient... No, 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 no. That's the problem. Is that it... I don't care about that. Let's try this again. It makes a sentient Ender. Please. There you go. There we go. So now, give me one of these. Oh, whoops. Let me put the witch in there. It's got to make the head. And then it puts it in here. And it needs the experience. So how is it going to put in the experience? I wonder if I'm going to need a modular router for this. Because I don't want to... Whoops. What if we do... We're going to do pulling from here. And let's put this thing back. Get some acceleration cards. And we want that. Okay. But then we'll do... Because I don't want this fucking XP fluid in here. So then we'll do a modular router. Because it wants to push out the fucking... Yeah, look, it wants to push out the XP fluid. Which is dumb. That's not what I want it to do. We're just gonna pull from here, but then we're gonna use a modular router. Modular router coming in clutch as usual. We're going to do speed upgrades, stack in this. And we're just going to put you like right here. And do a nice little sender. And a puller. So we're obviously going to send it back into here. And then we're going to pull from here. Yeah, actually, let's pull from the up. And this will automatically push from the up. Yeah. There we go. So let's try this again. Put that in there. Make a sentient guy. And I don't have a witch soul vial. But you're right here, I promise. Or is it because you're serial 1808? Is that why it's fucking being weird? What if we just have... Oops, that's not right. Because you're Mount 1, Soul Vial, build Soul Vial. I'm going to need to figure out how to do that. What are we making? Sentient Ender. Because it's making it with that one. So it has to make the Solium to come into here to make the head, which then gets put into here, and there's already XP. and then it should grab those items from here. Okay, so that's good. The only problem now is where'd my witches go? Let's try that again. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Yeah, go over there. And you go, boop. Do you have a serial number? Hmm. So now let me see what the problem is here. Because if I put this guy in here, it says serial 2242. What does that mean? So what if I just have... Because now I can't make one, because it gets all weird with the NBT. Or can I do fuzzy crafting? No, because it's a processor. It's a processing pattern. So if I grab this guy and say makes that, then we can make it. So now I'm very confused. Let's not have that and see if I can make it. You're gonna make the solium, and then it's gonna come over here for this guy. And then it's gonna go into here. I need to figure out what to do with that. Okay. So you know what? I think we have it automated. Because if anything, what I can do is I can keep like a whole bunch of soul vials of witches, and I can have them trying to be automatically deposited like this, right? So let me grab a whole bunch of these. And if I have like something stupid like a hopper, and I put all these little soul vials in there, it's going to unfortunately do that. What if I do... I'll have to figure this out another time. But, you know what? We made the EnderIO thing. We made 4 of the items. We didn't get to the 5th item. I wanted to make the mechanical arm from Create. In fact, let's get rid of all of this. And you can see that our item list has diminished. And we are making progress, is what we're doing. In the name of progress. Any enderheads? Does it just not make enderheads? Or it doesn't fucking... That's kind of silly. Let's check on how we're doing with this. Yep, let's check our sodium level. 300,000. That's awesome. And then let's go look at our polonium. And then let's look at our plutonium. 144. Which one's plutonium? Are you making the plutonium? You're like not working. We're not making plutonium. Why not? Because during the night... Oh, yeah. Yeah, so during the night, these things back up. Okay. And we're not making enough plutonium. Because the way I have these set up, this isn't like depositing. In fact, let me double check. One quick thing. You are, in fact, depositing nuclear waste, right? Just like not fast. Because now you can see the nuclear waste is storing up in here and not going into there. So, what I could do is like set up a daylight sensor. I could set up some sort of daylight sensor so that during the night, it stops exporting the nuclear waste into here, and it in turn exports it into there. So I could do like a E2, there's like a little level emitter. Yeah. Let me see how this thing works again. Of course you don't want to connect to that. We'll not bore you guys with this nonsense and some of the logistics. But yeah, we did 4 items today. We got all of our action editions, and in the meantime, I'll clean this up, clean up this thing. I'll set up like a little witch creating system. I'll get rid of that. That was just for the souls for this, which I could set up the souls like in this corner, keep everything like in its little area. But yeah, modular routers is all good. EnderIO is mostly good. I just have to figure out this witch thing, and I'll probably use like Super Factory Manager, because with Super Factory Manager, I'll be able to like say to maintain a soul vial in slot 0 and not just shift. Oh god, what did I do? Wrong buttons there. And and we'll be able to like maintain a bunch of witches. And I can even use like a spawner. Yeah, I can use this spawner, but if you could see, I could probably turn the spawn count really low, so there's only like 4 or like 2 or 3 witches. Then I can change the spawn range, make it really low, so that they're spawning just in this little area. And we have, as we saw, this works on capturing them. So then we'll put that, and then with Super Factory Manager, we'll maintain that one stays in here at all times. So then we'll change the recipe to where it's not one of these and one of these that makes this. It'll just be that making one Ender Resonator ends up making this, because something's weird going on with the NBT data. And in fact, I could probably look up like what people are doing to automate that. But yeah, thanks for watching. If you guys made it this far and you liked all my beautiful automation, could you go ahead and then just like the video? Hit that little like, that little thumbs up button, little thumbs up, and maybe a little subscribe. That'd be cool too. We're getting there. We're getting some subscribers, and I like watching number go up and stuff like that. It's cool, and we're trying to reach out to all the people that need help with mods and just wonderful games and things like that. And then if you guys want to be part of our community, that's also a thing that you can do. Got to give my little spiel here about oh, sheep. Excuse me, a little spiel about how you can come and join the server. I'm pretty sure that I've had a couple people join the server already. But yeah, you can join the server by following the link in the description below for my Discord. You're going to join the String Beans Discord, and it's a great old community. We'll all hang out and everything. And then from there, you'll follow some of the guidelines, or not, yeah, some of the stuff. You'll follow some things, like a little path, to get like whitelisted and all that stuff, so that we can get you onto the server. But if you guys don't want to do that, you just want to watch as well, that's fine too. Totally up to you. But it's available so that you can, in fact, join the server and come hang out with us. And yeah, if hopefully you stay tuned for the next episode, where most likely what we're going to work on are these 3 items right here. Because Draconic Evolution, that's going to be an episode in itself, maybe. And then the antimatter we're waiting on. We pretty much have to wait on like getting polonium and plutonium and the SPS and stuff like that. So maybe I'll work on those in between episodes, just to like progress it a little further. But I'll show you how to make the SPS machine, of course. But yeah, hopefully you watch the next episode, and until then, stay stringy.